Another thing like I love, in Korea, men aren't like scared to cry. They don't see that as like a sign of weakness, which I don't either. If you're a dude and you cry in front of me, I love you, let's get married. Like, that's absolutely normal, it's beautiful, and it lets me know you're not a psychopath. Korean thirst traps are definitely different. Now, there are a few things, don't get me wrong, that I can tell you like right now. If you see this picture of this dude online, avoid it. Dude, that's a fuckboy in Korea. What's up, idols? It's Cece Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. So before we jump into this, I just got a package in the mail. This is like the sweetest thing ever. So you guys know in October I did a skincare giveaway, and the winner, she's from Massachusetts, and she sent me this book, Legend and Lore of the North Shore, and some postcards and a little handwritten note. That is so freaking sweet. I don't get things. And its timing is actually pretty interesting because I just started watching on YouTube like playthroughs of that game Little Hope, and you know, it got Will Poulter, that's my dude, and it's like witches and lore and stuff. So I thought that was really the timing. I was watching all these random videos on YouTube about the Salem witch trials, so I can't wait to read this. That just put me in a really good mood before we get into this video. So thank you, Lady Q. 감사합니다. So this video is going to be about the pros and the cons of dating in Korea as a foreigner. Now, because this is YouTube and it's a constant battle with the algorithm, I'm going to save my favorite pro and my worst con for last, so y'all gotta stick around and watch. We need to show the algorithm this is worth watching. I hope it is anyway. I also want to get into the sponsorship of this video because if you guys remember back in June or July, over the summer, I did a video kind of talking about like clubbing in Japan and all that stuff. I mentioned this Biotech's Vitals. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this again in particular, because I don't know where you guys are. Let me know in the comments like how COVID is where you are and where you're from. But here in America, since November started, it is Friday, November 13th. And each day this month, we've had over 100,000 new COVID cases in this country. So disinfectant spray is required for living. So last weekend, Biden won.
Yay, America.
And I was kind of out losing my mind a little bit. I went downtown. We were on Santa Monica Boulevard. It was in like West Hollywood, and it was like a car parade sort of. So I have like my antiviral mask, but I also have my spray. So I'm just like spraying my vicinity. And because it's not toxic, it can go in your skin too. So I would just mist it in my vicinity and in my face not like right in my face, but I would spray it and just let it trickle down just to give that extra disinfectant power. Like, I don't know if y'all notice about me, but I'm a very paranoid person. I assume everything has corona. So having something like this, and the way it comes out, it's very misty. So it's not like too harsh, which I really like. And it smells like a chlorinated pool. I know some people told me chlorine doesn't actually have a smell. It reminds me of a chlorinated pool. That's what it smells like. And it just makes me feel better. Like, we went to a cafe and I said, wait, sprayed the table down and wiped it off first. Even when we go out or somebody was near me, I just spray the air. It just makes me feel so much better. So if you guys are interested in getting this for yourselves, there is a link in the description. It is an affiliate link, so it supports your girl as well, but it supports you and your family, keeping you safe. Link to that will be in the description below. Now we'll get into this video. So yeah, if you're not new to my channel, I have not been very lacking or holding back in any way in the way that I condemn the fuckboys I've experienced in Korea. It's next level. So yeah, despite the absolute abundance of fuckboys in Korea, there's some things I miss that I'm like, oh, I wish it was more like that here in America. And there's some things that I really absolutely do not miss. So I think the first pro I would have to say is I feel like when I go out on dates with guys in Korea, I feel like I'm learning something. Whereas like in America, I feel like I already know how our society is. I already know culture of America. I know our language. Like, but when I would go out on dates with guys there, you know, I would learn a bit of Korean. I would kind of understand a bit more about how their society functions, family relationships, learning more about their culture. Like, there are different dynamics that I think I definitely was able to learn while dating in Korea. When, you know, people would talk about their family expectations or their roles in the family, the way dates work, like, because there's a lot of nuances, differences. Like, you know how in America, for example, we like wait and play it cool, like, I'm just gonna make them think I'm not interested. In Korea, it doesn't really work like that. Usually you text them right away to let them know you're interested, because if not, then they assume, okay, that was a fail, which is how it should be. I don't like the whole playing games thing, like who's gonna text who first, or if I text them and then they purposely make me wait. That's the stuff that happens to me in America, and it's no. First pro is I get to learn more about the culture that I'm in. Now the first con, the ghosting. Don't get me wrong, I am a very ghostable person. It happens to me all the time in America too. But the reasons are different Like in Korea, my sources tell me, a lot of the times they get annoyed and tired and frustrated with having to speak English, which is annoying because it's false advertisement when one of the first things they say to you is, oh, I want to practice English. It don't take long for them to be like, yeah, this is old, this is tired, I'm done, bye.
He's a phantom.
Also, you're more likely to get ghosted because as a foreigner, you're far less likely to be taken seriously. It is what it is. Just prepare for that. By the way, I'm also curious, so like in the comments, can y'all tell me about like experiences y'all had dating, good or bad, just the ones that kind of stand out to you the most? Because even when I like relive the trauma for these story times, I'm just like, dang, like that really happened, and it kind of puts me in shock sometimes. So I'm really curious, is it me? Or like, have y'all experienced some of this stuff too? So please let me know, I'm nosy, let me know in the comments. So I think my second pro, the second thing that I miss the most about dating in Korea is the way guys take care of themselves in Korea. In America, for example, again, I'm not sure where y'all are watching from, there's this like, this annoying toxic masculinity thing where like, if a guy finds another guy attractive, they gotta be like, oh yeah, but no homo. You don't need to say that, dude. Or you think he looks good, he looks good. Why you gotta be, no homo? So one of the things I really miss about Korea, it seems like the men there are a bit more confident in their own sexuality. They can take care of their skin, they can give a fuck about how they dress, they can get a bomb ass haircut, maybe put on, okay, the makeup thing I don't really like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind like some foundation because we all got pimples and stuff we want to cover up, that's fine. But your eyeshadow should not be stronger than mine. That's kind of, and lipstick. That's where I draw the line. In Korea, it's really normal for guys to like give a shit about their skin, give a shit about how they dress, give a shit about their hair, and nobody's like, I think they're gay. Like that's not a thing in Korea. Like even my kids, they would like hold hands with other boys just because they were playing, and it wouldn't have to be like, he's gay, he's gay. There's nothing wrong with being gay, I'm not saying there is, but in America there's this thing where like if you're a straight man, you have to prove that you're a straight man. It's really annoying. Another thing like I love, in Korea, men aren't like scared to cry. They don't see that as like a sign of weakness, which I don't either. If you're a dude and you cry in front of me, I love you, let's get married. Like that's absolutely normal, it's beautiful, and it lets me know you're not a psychopath. I wish men in America weren't so Even my trips to skin clinics in Korea, like it was very normal to see dudes in the lobby there too. There's like microblading. I got my eyebrows microbladed 2 years ago, I need to do it again. But guys would get their eyebrows microbladed to make their brows look a little bit more full. Like I like that. The grooming. I really like how dudes take care of themselves in Korea as opposed to America. So the second con is like a really strong con for me. And because I talked about it before in another video, I'm not gonna like breadcrumb y'all and make it number one. I'm gonna talk about it now here again because it really irked me. I don't know why, I mean I kind of do. Guys in Korea assume all foreigners are like really easy. Even like online, like at random DMs on Instagram with guys in Korea assuming, oh, if you're a foreigner and you live here, that must mean you love Korean men. It's like, no, it's not how that works. Again, I don't want to drag this out too long because I did talk about this before, like last month in another video, but just so y'all know how that ranks for me, it's annoying. I like to consider myself the humbler in chief. It is my job to humble you and take your ego back down to where it should be. So my number one pro to dating in Korea is the fact that there is always some fun shit to do. Activities in Korea are cheap and affordable. Things like amusement parks are open all year round. Like, I don't know where you guys are from, but in the States, for example, amusement parks close usually like after Halloween, like when it starts to get too cold. Everland, for example, will be open in January, open in December, open in the scorching Changma rainy seasons in July and August, open when it's snow on the ground. Like it's crazy, they don't close for nothing. You can go biking behind river, it's safe enough where you can go camping, pitch a tent by the side of Hein River and sit out there until security tells you it's time to go. Hi, Isis here. So I'm editing this video now. I don't want to make it seem like America's really dangerous and you can't go camping, for example, but it's not a good mix of city life and camping. You got to do one or the other in either the city or either the countryside. The city life is more fun, but it's also more dangerous. The countryside is more safe, but you know, there's racism. So like in the countryside, you're less likely to get like robbed or shot unless you're black because, you know, racism. I'm just trying to say that in Korea, there's an easy mix of both, minus the dangers of racism. It's safe enough to do that in Korea. Like there's just so much to do. It's affordable. Transportation is affordable and easy. Again, I don't know where you guys are right now, but like in the States, for example, every town has like their fun things to do, but A lot of the best stuff are in like New York, LA, Miami, Chicago, Atlanta, major cities. In Korea, I mean, it is a pretty small country. Like it's a small peninsula, so but you can get around it so easily, so quick, and so fast, and so cheap. Like they have a lot of romantic, cute, sweet stuff. They have all these festivals. You can go zip line. There's so much to do, and it's so freaking affordable. So my biggest overall con about dating in Korea, this thing that just irks my soul and it confuses me, and it makes me feel like my radar is broken and I just don't get my bearings like I used to anymore. They are so good at pretending to be all sweet and innocent. Now in America, I feel like I can spot a fuckboy from a mile away. You just kind of know the way they talk to you, the way they look, especially like the type of pictures they might take online and try to be like, hey, the thirst traps, you know what I mean? Korean thirst traps are definitely different. Now there are a few things, don't get me wrong, that I can tell you like right now. If you see this picture of this dude online, avoid it. Dude, that's a fuckboy in Korea. If you see like the shirtless pic where he's like trying to flex and bulk up his upper body, looking like an upside down funnel, that's a hoe. If they only have their height in their description, that's a hoe. In fact, if they don't even show their face and they have like a very limited bio, that's a hoe. They will go from something so sweet like, how do you say a perfect day in English, to when you gonna bust it open for a real nigga. They are really good at pretending to be all naive and like, oh, I didn't know any better. I'm so... Perfect example, and I mentioned this again in the story time. Like, I've pretty much shared all my dates, like all my direct dates with y'all already. So sometimes it's gonna be some callbacks for context. We were in like a food room type of thing. It had like a door, it was just a table, we ordered food, it was like a private room to eat. He was sitting on his side, then he suddenly got up on my side, leaned on my shoulder, and just grabbed my boob and then acted like it didn't happen. I was like, what the? He said, what? And just acted like it didn't happen. I'm just like, yeah, go sit over there. Yeah, go back to where you was. Yeah. So they will switch it up real easily. That is the most frustrating thing. You would think, oh man, you know, he's sweet, I think I got a good one. They will go from innocent to hoe in 0.2 seconds. I feel like the language barrier helps them. It's like a disguise. It's easy for them to feign innocence. Like they're like, oh, I don't know any better. I'm just a Korean dude. I don't know. What are your customs? Teach me the way. So yeah, in Korea, it was just harder for me to tell like if they were good for me or not. In America, I feel like I can tell pretty easily. They don't really hide their intentions here. If they're a hoe, they're pretty upfront about that. I mean, not trying to generalize, but in my experience, if a dude's a hoe in America, he lets you know. Whereas in Korea, they try to act all sweet at first, and then they want to be like, so, 러브 모텔 갈래? 우리가 지라면 먹을래? By the way, eating ramen together at their place is like Netflix and chill in Korea. Don't do that unless you want some booty. Like in Korea, guys are hoes just like every other place in the world. They're just a lot more low-key about it. I mean, the fact that they have DVD bongs that are supposed to be for innocent movie watching, but they get it because they want some privacy with the young lady. They have love motels, which charge by the hour, and they want some privacy with the young lady. They have all these little subtle nuances. Like, they think they slick and they not. All right, I am rambling and ranting. Actually, no, here's a bonus, just because I like the number 7. I have my reasons. Honestly, there's not really a pro or a con. This is something that I think is just really notable about dating in Korea, period. Like the couple culture in Korea is just next level. There's like a lot of pressure to be booed up with somebody. There's all sorts of activity. I remember I went to Spider-Man home. So Spider-Man Homecoming came out while I was in Korea. This was summer 2017. And I had gone to Seoul to get 2 of my tattoos. This one and this one. Chester Bennington from Linkin Park had just passed away, so I was very motivated to get a tattoo. So I took a random trip to Seoul by myself from Jeju. This is when I still lived in Jeju. And I wanted to kill some time because I got like a guest house by myself. I went to get my tattoos both same day. And Spider-Man Homecoming had just come out. So I was excited, you know, I'm like, oh, Tom Holland, I freaking love Tom Holland, he's adorable. So I go to the movies and I'm trying to like buy my snack and everything. And it was this really good deal from popcorn. It was like a combo and it had like everything I liked. It had my Sour Patch Kids, had some popcorn, a drink, and a pretzel. I wanted that. You know, I'm about to order and I ask him, like, can I get that? 5번 한 개 주세요. He tells me, sorry, like just for couples. Cause it did have like 2, but I'm like, I get that, but you can't give me just 1 of those? Things like that. Like you're forced to be, like there's so much couple culture being promoted. He's like, couple man, like only couple. So you're really trying to make me by myself order all of that just for me. Like I did it.
I did it.
But the point is, I shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to just give me one. It's because I'm solo. Like nothing wrong with being solo. I remember like how proud I felt when Spider-Man's crush or love interest came on the screen because you know she was a black girl. Magic. People in the theater were like, oh, yakuda. And I was like, yeah, that's right, we cute. Eating my double fucking things of popcorn and all this freaking Sour Patch Kids and these big ass sodas. People are like, I wonder when her partner's coming. Like, who's gonna join her? I'm sitting there, all this in my lap, like, yeah, we pretty. Watching Spider-Man. You see people walking down with their matching shoestrings, matching outfits, matching bags. For those who don't know, Christmas is actually a very coupley holiday in Korea. It's for kids too, obviously, because ooh, presents, but like, it's promoted as being like a cute romantic couple holiday. Like, I remember I went to Lotte Tower for the first time with one of my friends. She's a girl, so we decided to be each other's pretend girlfriends for the day. And everybody was out arm in arm, booed up, hand around each other, keeping warm because it was freezing. And we're just like the only non-couple there. So I don't know if this is necessarily a pro or a con, but like couple culture in Korea is just next level. Like, you are not meant to be single. They promote being in a relationship. And when you're not, it can be a little depressing. At least for me. I mean, a lot of my friends were like, why can't we find someone? I mean, it's like that for us in America too, but it's not promoted as much as it is in America. Like, you know, you do have family who's like, when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna have kids? But you're not reminded everywhere you go that you're single like you are in Korea. So there's that. Yeah, I figured that'd be a bonus. I like to wrap it off with 7 because I like number 7. So yeah, that is it. That is my pros and my cons about dating in Korea. There's some more, but honestly, this is just kind of the top that just like popped in my head on reflection. So thanks for watching. If you did, remember to hit the bell so you know when I upload, because it is very irregular these days. I'm still trying to find out what I'm doing with my life. But thanks for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Annyeong.